No, literally nothing interesting has happened. So we might as well just jump straight in. Let's get started, let's go! Turn off that Bloodborne soundtrack, thank you. So, as you can see in the top corner up there, we've got no blood vials anymore. Blood vials are the essential healing component of this game, and without them, we're not doing anything. So I'm gonna go stock up. After watching some more Human Fall Flat videos, I feel like you and Mark are now required by law to marry. Oof. I don't know how I feel about being legally tied to that man. I don't want to be responsible. Have you seen him? I don't want to be glued to that. So for everyone just tuning in and wondering what's going on right at the start here, this is just a little bit of currency farming, so that I can buy the healing items in the game. We're at a particularly tough boss that's causing me to fail over and over and over again. And it's eating into my supply of healing items, so I've just got to do this run a few times. That will be good. That will be good. Can say with certainty there's no more reason to wait for a Monster Hunter World European Collector's Edition release. Unless you're in France and Germany. Why are they not? Are they just not doing one? Although saying that, Monster Hunter World's like a week away. I think it is exactly next week, actually. Next Friday, Monster Hunter World. Ooh. Can't wait through all these nerds. So I really like this this silver sword version of the great sword. Nice and quick. All the retailers I know that even get international releases haven't been able to strike a deal with Capcom. To be perfectly honest, I'm okay with that. I don't mind. It's a collector's edition. Like, I feel like it's got to have a little bit of exclusivity to it. Like, of course it sucks that it's not available at all in various countries, but I don't know. Enough companies with their digital collector's editions now. What the fuck is that all about? Right, we'll do a couple more. I don't want to do this forever, like I said, it's the worst part of the game. Then we can get back to that Orphan of Kos fight. Thank to all the people who have been tweeting out the stream and hosting the channel right off the beginning. I appreciate that. If you want to tweet out the stream, there you go. Just go and retweet that. You don't even have to think. Just press the little green button. Ow, stop it. I was also wondering if I want to change up my armor for the Kos fight, but I don't know. I think we're actually wearing some of the best armor in the game, even if it does look a bit like garbage. Even though it's quite raggedy, I think it might be one of the sort of best spreads of defense in the entire game. Alright, that'll do for a bit. Yeah, I was trying to decide, like, I usually allow myself to get one major release every sort of month and a half, 2 months. I was trying to decide whether I wanted to splash out on Breath of the Wild. There we go, that's a couple of runs. Yeah, kind of trying to decide if I want to splash out on Breath of the Wild. I don't know. Maybe Monster Hunter World's gonna take it. Hey Shimurai. No, you haven't missed anything yet. We've been live for, what, 20 minutes? I've just done some Blood Vial runs. You haven't missed anything, don't worry. If you miss me go live though, you should follow me on Twitter at Ramshackle and also join the Steam group. Then you'll get up-to-date notifications rather than relying on Twitch's kind of janky system for it. Your slash uptime says 3 hours, your slash uptime is wrong. Do I feel I have to buy full price for games because of streaming or you can wait for sales? That is a very... That right there, what you've identified right there, is the crux of streaming. Do you play a game immediately on launch and soak up the hype? Do you wait until after everybody else has played it, still pay full price for the game, and maybe miss out on the hype, or do you wait for sales? I usually wait for sales. I'll be honest, I've tried streaming new releases, like on the day. I'm not a big boy channel. It just doesn't work out for me. Oh, hi. Come on, Kos. So this is the Orphan of Kos. We'll have a chat about who and what he is once I've defeated him. But suffice to say, for right now, he is the boss. It's going to take me a few hours to beat. Stop it. Because he has no chill. Again, you can't shoot him out of midair, Chris. Come on. Keep my health nice and topped up, I think. So this bit isn't too bad. He's, like, super intense and just won't sit still. But it's definitely his second stage that's the real problem. But yeah, to answer your question, Felbrig, I usually wait for sales. The way I stream games is I take the game, and we spend maybe, what, this is stream number 14 of Bloodborne? Something like that? We take a couple of weeks to play them. So it doesn't matter if I bought a game new, it would be old by the time I finish it. So I'd rather just buy it for cheaper and get my money's worth out of it. We get to play less games on the channel that way. But every game we do play at least gets its day in court. Plus games like Bloodborne will always be popular. That thing where I got stuck on his placenta again. Alright, well, that wasn't a good run. I should probably do a quick catch-up for anyone who's just joined in. This is part of the Old Hunters DLC for Bloodborne. It's a separate story to the base game that fills in a little bit of the stuff that's going on in the base game, but is more or less its own little tale. We have ascended to... Well, we found our way eventually to a small, sleepy fishing village. in this small sleepy fishing village, apparently they've been worshipping an elder god called Kos. All of these horrible slug peoples. Kos appears to be dead. And their newborn child is freaking the heck out. Ow. What's all that damage about? Okay, that drags to the right. Gotta remember that. Never dodge that move properly every time. You see that? I do a little like weird hop off his placenta and it's really aggravating because it stops me from being able to move. Whoop. Come on, you. Well, he came on. This boss actually has 2 phases. We've managed to make it to the second phase a couple of times. Sometimes things like that happen though, where I get the parry off and it just doesn't... It just doesn't quite work. That time, alright. Okay. I imagine it's a strategic thing depending on your size. If you regularly get 1,000 views a day, it's important, but if you're kind of small, yeah, it really is dependent on your size. If you're big enough that you can play anything you want and still get like a comfortable positioning in directories, play whatever the heck you want. Buy a brand new game on day one. Play something that no one's even heard of. Whatever, it doesn't matter. When you're a small channel, sub 100 viewers, the general consensus is that carving out a niche is more important. It's almost less important about what you play as it is how you play. People will come to your channel for a certain style over a certain type of content, if that makes sense. For example, I know people like to hang out here because it's pretty chill and we take our time with the games. We soak up all the story and stuff. That's how you do that. Hi, cat. Thank you for getting in my way. I don't know what happened there. He hit me, but I staggered him. Don't entirely know what transpired right there. Back into that one a little bit. I'm wondering if I should switch to the greatsword part of my sword. Just do some, like, beefier hits. But I don't know if it's worth it. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I have no idea how, but after 14 streams of Bloodborne, literally 50 plus hours of this game, I forgot that the attack button wasn't R1 but thought it was triangle. Because I don't know. I don't remember the last game I even played where attack was triangle. Maybe Horizon Zero Dawn? 3 months ago? It's fine. I just have brain farts sometimes. That was going really well. Alright. Let's go this way. I just gotta reach that point, Shimurai. You are right. There's definitely space for a day one streamer who soaks everything up, but you know, I gotta get there yet. So, you know, send out that tweet. Tell everybody on Facebook that I'm live. All that good stuff. Let's try the big sword for a bit. It's got reach, it's got stagger. He says it's got reach and stagger as he misses every attack. Forgot to dodge back in. Cracked around the side of the head. Because I'm doing like 1,000 damage in a 2-swing combo like this. Which is super nice, and it's a huge amount of health recovery every time I do connect. Not that huge, but it's some. Randall says, I think it's super fascinating that you choose to start off a lore dissection on a blind playthrough. It's the best time to do it. If I go through the game once, I already have made all of my preconceptions about what the game is going to be. Like, imagine if I had played Bloodborne first. We would have missed out on all those times I'm sat there thinking, maybe this is a werewolf game.
Quite an adventure we're on.
Super, thank you for gifting a subscription to Felbrig. That's awesome of you. Felbrig, welcome to the adventure. That's really cool. Yeah, we would have missed out on all those times I was like, maybe it's a vampire story. Maybe this, maybe that. I would already sort of know. I'd get to this point and be like, oh, it's an Eldritch horror game. Okay. I mean, that wouldn't be a bad thing. It just wouldn't be as much fun. You didn't subscribe, Felbrig? No. Shimurai is a very generous individual, and gifting subscriptions is the greatest thing that Twitch has ever done. So enjoy. We'll play a FromSoft vampire story though. I've got my eyes on Vampire, or Vampire, coming out soon. Super interested in how that's going to turn out. Oh, stop it. So the only problem with big sword mode is it's slow, and if I miss, I'm sunk. If I start a swing, I've committed to that action. But luckily 2 swings is enough to stagger him. weird move. I will catch up in chat in just a moment. No idea how I managed to avoid all of that, but I did. Ow, nope, stop. Okay, we should be going to stage 2 soon. There we go. So this is stage 2 and it's awful. He has 0 chill. His moves go all around him. He goes all over the place. Things like that. Stage 2 is a pain in the ass. Right. Let me read, catch up on chat. When I don't like people's emotes, I don't waste the sub on myself and still support. No offense, I just don't like it. That's fine. I understand that. I am entirely the same. I'm like, for a lot of the places, I'm like, I really like this person's emotes, but their content, eh. I get it. It works both ways as well. Send the elevator back up. I've run out of blood vials already. Heck. Wow. Definitely gonna have to go back and I just don't. What I want to avoid is doing boss fight blood vials, boss fight blood vials. That would just ruin the flow of the show. That was nice. I'd like to remember to do that every time. Please stop. Please stop doing that thing. Blood vial run. Beefy sword though is doing some real damage. Can you bank blood vials? Yes, you can carry 20 on your person, and any you get over that 20 go into a storage box, and then if you die, it replenishes your stock from the box back up to 20. I'm just going through so many here, I have no storage anymore. Out of curiosity, has there ever... What am I doing? I've got to go... Yeah, fuck it. Let's do one more at low blood vials. I'm already on the way. Out of curiosity, has there ever been a time when asking a boss to please stop doing a thing has worked? Sometimes. I asked Ludwig to chill for 5 seconds, and he did, which gave me the opening necessary to get in there and carve him up. That was nice. Sometimes it works. Come on, Kos. Let's just do this thing. I'm over here. I really dislike the hitbox on that move. I'm just gonna let him kill me. Cause I don't think I want to take part in that fight. I don't think the game's playing fair, so I'm just not gonna bother. Okay, let's go remember this time to actually collect some blood vials, otherwise we're not gonna get anywhere. That one-more combo. What I was most surprised about was the thing he threw at me. I dodged. It exploded behind me. I slightly dodged into the splash of the explosion for sure, but well after it impacted the ground, but the splash still got me. And dealt like 3/4 of my hit points in damage. And knocked me over. These nerds. I guess I could sell some quicksilver bullets as well. I've got so many of those in storage. Like an ungodly amount. I was also wondering a thing. I'm fairly sure the greatsword mode of this sword is pure blunt damage. And I'm wondering if I can make a few changes just to increase the blunt damage of it. That gets it to 426. Because if I'm just using blunt mode, why the heck not? Let me go through quickly and just make sure it can't get any better. Okay, I can balance it out maximum at 422, which is pretty nice, but heck, let's just try making this really beefy. What's up, you? Ala's unhappy. There's people doing construction work outside, which means she doesn't want to go in the garden. I go to the dentist and come home to a stream. Sorry, this is all a Novocaine fever dream. There never was a stream. Hey, today, Dade. It occurs to me that if I'd thought about this, I would have put on the blood runes that increase the amount of echoes we get. That would have been a sensible plan. That right there, that would have been a good idea. It's a good thing I'm smart. Hi. Hey Revision, welcome back. Major problem you have with the DLC is the bosses have so many attack patterns that choose so many attack patterns that choose from the idea that... Cat, please, I'm trying to read chat. You'll fight the boss and learn patterns, and then he'll pull an attack you've never seen before. Probably. Yeah, my biggest problem with the DLC so far has been bosses whose hitboxes don't correspond with the moves they're doing. Like a forward, like that thing that the Orphan of Kos does with his two-handed downwards attack. You would think that would be a hyper-focused, really strong, narrow attack, but it's actually got a good like 90-degree angle on it. You have to really be to the side of him to dodge that. And it's not even like it's splash damage either side, it deals a significant chunk of health. And the same with Ludwig with his like, I'm just gonna stamp around in a big square around me, from which there is no escape. And everybody? Cool. Yeah, please, and yeah, just a quick FYI, let's not talk about later bosses. Let's not talk about things that might be coming up. You'll ruin the surprise. Alright. Should be enough for another couple of attempts at least. Back to the old Kos grindstone. Jesus. I already can't speak. Just so everyone knows, I've got a major headache today. So if this isn't the longest stream, because I'm sat here fighting Kos for 3 hours, just expect it. Expect it to end when my head explodes. Alright. Try again. The camera in Bloodborne is the biggest problem with it. It's been the problem in it since Demon Souls though, so, you know, don't think they're ever going to fix it, but trying to have a massive, like, third-person action games only work if they're in third person. When you're in fourth person, because your character's off-screen or time-traveled somewhere, and you're expected to follow a boss, whilst also maintaining your positioning, that makes it a bad third-person game. I love the rally on this thing, it's so nice. I don't know if I'm actually dealing more damage anymore. I was dealing like 1500 damage in a 3-hit combo before, but I seem to have actually managed to nerf myself somehow. Maybe it's because my overall physical damage isn't high enough anymore. Just my blunt. Shouldn't ever go for the third hit though. Third hit with this weapon is far too slow. That time, anyway. T. Alright, Kos. It's been fun. It really has. It's been a great time. Super enjoyed the fight. Starting to get a bit old now. Alright. There's a whole world out there for me to explore. I can't spend all my time with you. I get it. You're starved for attention. It doesn't always have to be about you. Don't forget my 144 blood echoes. Can't see, camera's freaking out. That was weird, but okay. Side of Maria, which is amazing boss fight. Boss and DLC are mostly shite. I mean, that's a personal opinion to have, for sure. Yeah, okay. Maria was good fun. I did enjoy Maria. I feel like I kind of trivialized it by using this weapon, which has just either this weapon or the Bloodletter. Or the Beast Cutter, sorry, it's called. It's got a disgusting amount of stagger on them. She's not very good at coping with that. Maria was good fun. I don't know, I've only done Ludwig and Kos so far. Other than that. Oh no, I did the Misfits as well. I did the Misfits. They were okay. That was good fun. I enjoyed that. I'm aware that I've sacrificed my my parry for this. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I've sacrificed my parry to do this, so. Delay on those attacks. Nope. Almost jumped into the splash of that one. Second. Use this chance to top up on some health. Whoa. Don't ask me how I dodged any of that, I don't know. I don't actually think I did. I think the game just gave me a gimme. Okay, so. Stage 2 again. Alright, nice. It's been a while. Can't. It's almost like, why do I bother playing when I have no control over my character? Right. Try again. What I love about Maria from a design point of view is all of her phases are based off her weapons and fighting abilities. She doesn't have a whole new set of attacks. Yeah, so like she starts off with her like changeable swords, and she can lunge or cut or spin. And then stage 2, she can lunge further and cut further and spin faster. And in stage 3, all of her lunges and cuts and spins have added effect, and yeah, it's really well designed. It's a proper evolution. Ludwig's like, I'm done kicking you in the face, now I'm a swordsman with magic. And Koss is now like, I can fly! And shove you into the corner where you can't see. That's it, I'm out of tea. That was the whole lot. We're now on tealess ram time. May the sass begin. How dare you make fun of my phase 2? Out of tea, out of luck. I was kind of hoping we'd pull a Maria here today, where I come back after a break in the next stream and just beat it within seconds, but what's everyone snacking on? I am out of snacks. I've recently stopped snacking on stream because some of my favorite snacks are like things with nuts and oats in them, just like give me energy and stuff. I can't eat those anymore without like going into a huge coughing fit. Gotta stop backing away. You can't back away from him. It's gotta be sideways dodges or nothing. Well, I was inside that swing, but okay. Oh, it's because it's up against the cliff and it does all sorts of weird stuff with it. Come here, you. I've got to fight you in the open. That move is bollocks. Deserve that one. Yeah, apparently, like when I eat coconut now or oats, it really gets caught in my throat and it will keep me coughing for hours. It doesn't feel like an allergy. Like I don't get like hard of breathing or anything like that, but it's every time I have oats. For the rest of the day, I'm a coffee spluttery mess. I haven't felt the urge to co-op in Bloodborne nearly as much as the Dark Souls games. I will agree with you there. I brought in some help for Dark Beast Paul from an NPC. That was more, like, it was partially because I didn't want to faff with the boss for too much longer. But it was also a little bit of curiosity on, like, I wanted to know who the NPC was, for example. So that was nice. Want to give me tips so bad, but you won't? That's fine. That's all I ask. If you want to talk about backseating, and like if you really have to get it off your chest, we've got a Discord channel, a specific room in the Discord for backseating. It should be in the blind command. Let me see. Yeah, there you go. There's a specific channel in the Discord for people to go and chat, talk about things that are upcoming in the game, things that I missed, good tactics for other people to how to beat the boss. I never look there. You guys can spoiler and backseat away to your heart's content about the game we're playing, and you won't get timed out in Twitch chat. Take advantage of it. That is the olive branch to which I have presented you. Seen a fair number of people recently being like, but just... You don't allow backsitting. I do, just not here. More you being facetious, that's fine. I like using people's jokes as lessons for others, because some people won't get it. Fuck you. Gosh, you've been a real dick today. I was behind him, but okay. Still don't like that. I get it, like I get pushed by the chain behind him, that's fine. But the meat of the attack is still happening behind me. Like I'm still not actually getting hit by his weapon when that happens, but it deals as much damage as if I was. I feel like somehow I've nerfed my sword by switching to like a focus on blunt. This is a legit question because it's mechanics. This is an actual question for chat that you're allowed to answer. When I can show you the weapon screen. So I've currently got it set that my blunt damage is a good 60-70 points higher than my physical attack and thrust. I would assume that would mean that my blunt attacks, and I'm thinking all of the greatsword attacks are blunt, deal more damage. Would I be better off having more physical attack than more blunt attack? I honestly can't tell. And second question is, what does do those numbers take into account my strength scaling and skill scaling? Should say somewhere what type of attacks the swords does. Not on here anyway. I mean, it says, like, for example, my beast cutter doesn't deal thrust damage. No thrust damage at all. But the Holy Blade deals both, depending on, I guess, which form it's in. What I want to know, basically, is it better to have a higher physical attack stat, or specify blunt if I'm dealing blunt damage? Because I can't help but feel I've made this sword worse. What's my ability stats? If I can get there. That's what we're rolling with at the moment. Nearly 40 strength, 25 skill. Again, the question I'm asking, and the question I would like answered, is physical damage, like physical damage in general, better than blunt specifically? Go physical overall for it, like just the whole increased physical? Cool. I'll go and change some stuff up. Because according to my stats at the moment, I'm dealing more blunt, like my blunt stat is higher, but I can see that I'm doing less damage per swing. So I'm wondering if I've just mistaken those stats for something else. You can stagger him from that. That's good to know. I mean, I'm only ever going to be able to do that on that one specific move. It's good to know. Especially if I can keep doing it. Oh, that's very nice. I like that. Big fan of that. Big fan. Hit him in the front, but oh well. That was nice and quick. I need to not do that in that stage. Damn. Carpet bomber Koss. I can't let him touch me in stage 2. Thing if you're getting to take into account weapons ability stat rating versus what your high ability stat, because that's what you get a plus for. Oh, okay. Alright, I don't mind a few, like, unasked questions for stuff like this. So, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter that I have 39 in strength and 25 in skill, because it's only scaling from strength. Is that what you're saying? It's only giving me a boost from strength. Because if that's the case, that's really irritating, because I've put all these points in skill because it said my weapon damage was going to go up for that thing. But that's not true, apparently. That weapon is a plus 10. Ludwig's Holy Blade, plus 10. Money. I'm gonna go back and boost that physical damage again. Look at the rating. Yeah, it's B for both. So... I understand this. I understand the scaling. It takes your stat, adds the stat to the damage with a certain multiplier depending on the rating. I get that. I understand that bit. Right, so we just want physical attack as high as it can go. Let's just swap out until we get what we're looking for. Start with 407, 415. Probably have to do this, like, cycle through a couple of times. I really enjoyed that last run, though. That went really good. Hey, Demon. How are you today? Okay, a plus 422 overall seems like the best bet right now. Blunt is ready for the tricked Kirk hammer, and I presume the beast cutter as well, because that only deals blunt damage. It's probably not only for anything. Probably a whole bunch of uses. Alright, back we go. I felt good about that last run. Being able to get in with those heavy stagger attacks. Again, I'm not after tips, hints, tricks, what other people do. I had a specific question. It's been answered. Thank you. That'll do. If I start getting hints and tips on better builds and stuff, it'll completely ruin the point of me doing a second playthrough with a different kind of build, because I'll already know what the best trick is. I'd rather discover that for myself. Alright, so we should be... This Assuming the information is correct, we should be doing a little bit more. Probably not much more. Maybe like 50 more per hit, but heck. After 10 hits, that's 500 extra damage. Bollocks. Hang on. Let's try that one again, shall we? From the top. That one didn't happen. I would like to get through this today, I must say. There's an item down here. Cursed Kin Hunter's Damp Blood Gem. What? What now? Attack versus the Kin up 26.7. Attack versus Beasts down 10.97. I mean, that'd be pretty nice. I'm definitely fighting a kin. That's the name for the elder beasts in this game, like the elder gods. That might be tasty. An extra 20% damage per hit. Maybe. Oh, let's get ourselves all set up. Mustn't forget my 0 blood echoes. What's the? I was gonna say, what's the play here, Cross? Kick my ass. Gotcha. Still a beefy hit. Stop it. Alright, stage 2, here we go again. Hate the backswing on his attacks. Don't know how I survived, but I did. And the award for worst sound effect in the game goes to... did I swing? Why was I swinging? We're getting there, though. The thing is, I was having a lot of trouble with stage 2 because I wasn't alive for long enough to learn the moves. But I think we've seen it enough times now that I've got a pretty good handle on what to expect. Like, he flies around a lot and causes a lot of, like, really awkward camera shifts, but if I can just remember to dodge at the right times. You know, if I could just do the basic maneuver in the game at the correct time, I should be able to win. I think he's just... If you just stay on him while he's in that form, he can't fly about as much. That's my big move opener and just... Won't let me have it. Sorry, I went focus mode for a second there. I've got to do that whole commentary on the game you're playing thing. I've heard people really enjoy that. Second. Ooh, stage 2 a little bit earlier today, alright. Okay, bombing run. I enjoy standing on his weapon. So far that's been my favourite part about this boss fight, is his weapon acting as terrain that he can scoop you up with and stop you from being able to do, like, walking, for example. You have to do that slow motion Dark Souls falling directly down animation before you can dodge or attack or move. That's fun. That's a bit I like. Oh no, we're running out of blood vials again. Alright. Getting better though. Getting better at it. Time to bring a gun to the undead knife fight. I tried that, it didn't work out much better. It wasn't much better. Yeah, tabs. Full time start healing me. I'm gonna get him away from the wall a little bit. don't remember what runes I have equipped. It might be worth making sure I have that rally boost on. I think I do, but you never know. Mods don't, like, I'm not saying for anything in particular in chat, just mods, don't be afraid of purging people. It's pretty, I think you can, like, right click on someone's name and give them a 1 second timeout. That's how you usually do it. It's just it gets it out of chat. It doesn't stop them from talking or anything, and it just gets it out of chat. Don't be afraid to do that. You have my permission. I'm not nearly as stressed with Horseboy. Admittedly, that VOD number 12, which I'm sure most of you have watched, is... It's not me at my most fun. I was just not in the mood for Bloodborne on that day, I think. But yeah, this boss isn't nearly as aggravating. Are you backseat modding me? Yes, I am. That takes too long, Shimurai. It's if you've got better Twitch TV installed, you can click on a name and press P just to purge. But yeah, you should be able to like either right click or left click on someone's name and it'll bring up like a scale. Pay attention. And from there you can just like instantly get rid of it. Yeah, nothing wrong with a purge. It's just a 1 second timeout. Just removes your message from chat, just so I don't have to see it. Doesn't mean we don't love you. Appreciate you wanting to help, but I don't want the help. Let's do 3 runs of this. I find doing three lecture hall runs is enough for good, like, 6 attempts at the boss. So speaking of Purge, what do you think of the movie? Drivel? A lot of drivel? The message of the movie did not speak to me in the slightest. I had the same problem with, let me see, what is it? Is it right click? No, it's... Or is it shift click? Wait, there was a trick. Let me see if I can. Let me just... No, none of those. Maybe I'm wrong. I guess maybe install better Twitch TV and just use their keyboard commands. There's got to be some way of doing it. No, I dislike The Purge for the same reason I disliked The Division in terms of story. I don't know. In a world of people with guns, only good guys with guns can stop the people with guns from going on a gun kill. Yeah, I know it's not exactly like that, but it's what it smelt like to me. Division's also an awful game. I had a fantastic time with the Division game. I had a wonderful time with me and a couple of other friends, a couple of mods from the channel, just dossing about, having some good old shooter-looter time. Unfortunately, it was set in a world where, when the bad guys with guns take over a New York place, only the good guys hiding amongst normal people, also armed with guns, can help. But, yeah. No, I had a great time with The Division. I really enjoyed it. I think their new survival mode is fantastic. But then I want to say I have this stance on every single Tom Clancy thing. They are all like that militant state, like fantasism. Not for me. Not for me. You enjoy it? That's great. Cool. Maybe that's why you hated it, didn't have anyone to play it with, and what you say is pretty much what people tell me when... Yeah, it's the same reason Borderlands is rubbish single player. Well, it's not rubbish. The same reason Borderlands is much better in multiplayer. It's just the way the game is designed. Otherwise, it's just a meaningless, you know... Shoot things till they fall over and you get green numbers what go up. Hooray. Yeah, play it with friends. Alright. Should we go back to that boss fight? I think we should. I'm aware that I could be doing this farming method to gain some more levels. I'm not going to do that. I don't mind farming for the healing items that let me continue to play the game. I will not sit there and farm for extra levels. That would be bad game design at that point. Alright, Cos, I've given you a 5-minute orange juice break. Here we go again. Found the game to be utterly boring. That's fine, yeah. You're allowed that. Everyone's allowed to find things boring. Do many games, in your opinion, require the social element of play with friends to be good? Yes. Yes, they do. I mean, a lot of games do that because... I mean, I'm trying to imagine a situation where you play any board game by yourself. Or any sport. Where it's not interacting with another player. That's kind of been human beings for a few millennia now. Oh yeah, I forgot, I can't do the charge attack until I've dodged his spinning whirl of death. Solitaire, did you know that Solitaire was designed not as a game, but as a way of putting people to sleep? It was designed as a meditation, like, obviously they couldn't call it a meditation technique because that would, at the time, that would have smarted of Far East spiritualism, but it was designed as a way of putting people to sleep. If they had trouble falling asleep. It's not designed to be fun. And, also, competitive Solitaire sounds amazing. The same way Tetris is better when you're like putting blocks on your friend's stuff. didn't dodge. Wow, that was just one hit. Just gone. Alright. Cool. Seems legit puts you to sleep. It's what it's designed to do. It's repetitive actions. It's exercising the brain, but using numbers. So it exhausts you quicker. But yeah, I agree with the general sentiment that if a game is only fun with friends, then what you're actually doing is having fun with friends, and the game is just the medium through which you're doing that. I feel like if a multiplayer game can't stand on its own when you're playing with randoms, or if the single player component just isn't anywhere near as enticing, then yeah, it's a multiplayer game that's probably not very good. I don't know why I did the heavy attack then. Definitely didn't want to, I just did. Cross, please, cross. Your beans, chill them. Oh, at least we got the hit off. I hate when I notice I haven't been talking for a long time. Like, I'm aware I'm doing something important, but you guys aren't here to watch the Orphan of Kos fight, are you? I hope not. You're sorely disappointed. You're here to listen to me talk about nonsense. Ow. Well. See. Incoming horrible sound effects. Cross, baby, please. Just relax. I can't see when you go to space. Heal, gotta heal. God, here we go again. It was counter damage, that's why it was one shot. It seemed to me, Dream King, when that thing hit, it did that annoying thing where it was a double hit. Like, I saw immediately half of my health bar disappear before I had a chance to, like, rally it up. Yeah, sometimes it's a pain in the butt. one thing I don't like about the design of this weapon is the sword-like edge to it. Well, let's take a second to talk about that then. So the weapon that Kos is using is, as far as I can tell, the placenta of whatever it was birthed from. Now, the function of a placenta is to provide a protective sac, nutrients, things the baby will need during its development and birth. A lot of animals, they say, eat the placenta as soon as they're born, or the mothers do. So if we presume that the placenta that Kos has is everything it needs to survive, it comes out spined and sharp, a weapon. Makes me think that when these old ones are born for the first time, it's always a hostile environment. They have to know and want to fight immediately from their birth. Now I know it's I know that it becomes like very designy, but I'm not here to think about game design. I'm here to think about lore and story and geography and biology. That's what this show is all about. Don't know why I didn't predict that attack coming. I've been looking for it this whole time. Alright, we're getting consistently to stage 2 now, which is super nice. Like, I like that. Don't like that. Not a big fan of that one. Stamina back here, please. Should have stood in that then, but okay. Hate that. Oh god, hang on. Sometimes I can dodge that and sometimes I can't. Sometimes I do dodge it and it still causes damage behind me and I just can't get my head around it. It's a fish-like creature. It might be the eggs are still attached to the whatever. Yeah, I mean, sharks and stuff, they lay their eggs, well, some sharks, dogfish and stuff, lay their eggs in sacks, mermaid purses that they glue to rocks. So it could be, like, say, like a limpet grinds that blade into wherever it needs to put the eggs. Who knows? There are so many questions, but it is slightly weird, it's serrated, but I can explain it away. Yeah. I wish that electricity wasn't bullshit. Alright, Kos, here we are again. I do wish I had a bit more stamina. I'm definitely underleveled in terms of endurance. Stuck on a tiny tree. Why is that tiny tree in this part of the game? Why would you have a tiny branch with character stopping mass in the middle of a boss fight arena? Why would you do that? Why would you do that, From Software? Who thought that was a genius idea? They put it there specifically to piss me off. It's working. They managed it. Design achieved. And breathe. Alright, no breathing. Suffocation. Etc, etc. I look pissed. No, this is just my face. That's why I dislike bosses that take so long to beat, because I end up having to focus and pay attention. And I have resting bored face. I know I'm sat here looking like I'm hating every second of it, but I'm not really. I'm just focused. Hey, Carpenter, how are you today? Come on, you. I think you're doing less damage. Like, I can't quite put my finger on the reasoning, but I was doing 1,000 damage per 2-hit combo earlier. Now I'm not. If it's freaking weapon durability that's causing this, I'm gonna be very grumpy. See that weird little hop that I did just there? I don't think I need to take my focus off him when that happens, I just like to now. Stop it! I almost wish there was a stage 3. If there was a stage 3, I could be working towards progress. Now I'm just getting stuck at the same point every time. I still have a headache, and his screaming's not getting any better or worse. I've had this headache since I woke up, though. It's not going to go away today. I'm just gonna have to endure. Coffee? Why would I drink coffee to deal with a headache? Why would I stimulate neuroreceptors in my brain to open up blood vessels in my head? Cause my heart to beat heavier. Would that possibly be a good idea? Why did I do that move? It worked out for me. I'm just curious as to why my brain thought that was the best time to charge an attack. No, this headache is a lack of hydration one. I went to bed last night, didn't drink enough water during the day, and it gets super stuffy in my house. I've drunk plenty of water today, it doesn't matter, it's already there. I've already got the headache. Leave me alone. Just kind of along for a ride with that move, apparently. I'll just lie on the ground, it's cool. Yeah, migraines are very different. Yeah, no, that makes sense. This is just a headache because I haven't drunk enough water last night and I slept in a stuffy room. Until my body feels like I'm suitably decongested, it's just gonna be there. But no, like caffeine for migraines and stuff really helps. It increases blood flow, which in turn will help with various effects. Getting required nutrients around the body faster, stuff like that. Hi Arik, how are you today? Cuss, please. Nope. Sometimes I dodge into that attack, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes the chain hits me. Sometimes I think I'm inside the sweep, but it still cracks me in the back of the head. Oh. It's not the boss, it's me. I am being inconsistent with my skills. Ooh, I missed that. That's poor. Do we have an actual death count for this fight? No, because death counters are daft. I used to use them a lot, and then I realized there's like it's either more than 1 or 0. Like so it's either 1 or more. How's it going? Yeah, we're doing alright. Standard boss fight stuff. Increased blood flow. Wait, turn back. Conversation flow. Oh, we're talking about using Viagra for headaches. Super useful. And I'm not even joking yet. I haven't been hit by that move since the first fight. But yeah, I'm not drinking coffee at the moment, also because, like, I don't know, I get the jitters easily. I used to drink like 6 or 7 cups a day. Now if I have more than 2 cups of, like, of coffee or tea, especially coffee is really bad, I get the jitters. It's only been in the last, like, 3 or 4 years. Death counts are probably just adding to the frustration when you're already stressed out. I mean, it makes sense for certain types of gameplay. If you're a speedrunner or like a really competitive, let's go fight a fight type gamer, sure, use a death counter. I'm not here to fight these bosses, I'm here to learn about them, so just seeing a number go up and up and up is just gonna be aggravating and boring. Also, I need to do another blood vial run. Hit by the basic attacks, idiot. I like it when he does the double swing. Let's do this. Ow. Yes, 2 times in a row. Very nice. Very tasty. I rode that chain to space. That's what happened there, I think. There was that double hit again. For whatever reason. Death counts for bosses are okay for challenge soul level 1 runs. Yeah, exactly. If the challenge is defeating the game and defeating the bosses, sure. Death counters are... Oh, got a blood vial run. Death counters make sense, but yeah, I'm just sort of... I'm sat here reading the story. Is it worth trying some other fights for a while? Probably. I'm not going to. There's loads more of this DLC I have to explore, but I'm here now doing this. And it can be done. I can see that I can do it. It's just waiting for the stars to align in such a way that he doesn't do his bullshit throwing goop in my face move. Or I manage to get around those attacks without accidentally riding them up into the air. Like, it definitely... It definitely is completely within my capabilities. It's just waiting for that perfect run. What did I think of the research hall level? I found a lot of interesting stuff here. It was super curious to me that Byrgenwerth now currently exists in a limbo state. The whole, like, research section of the college now exists in a strange repositioning between the real world and the Nightmare of Mensis and the other outside realms. Byrgenwerth, of course, a position place trying to Oh, the research hall. Sorry, no, you're talking about the research hall for the healing church, of course. That was super interesting as well. Really, like, the biggest question for me from playing the base game was, what exactly were the healing church trying to do? Now, obviously they were trying to ascend themselves and get closer to their gods or become gods. That was obvious. But to actually go in and see what they were trying to do, they had the understanding that they needed more eyes in order to achieve transcendence. So what they did was they took a bunch of people's heads and plugged eyes into them. Like, they just put a big sack full of heads containing all these eyes and left for people to listen to the goop. Super curious. I believe the last Monster Hunter World beta rental is already up. I believe it's already there. Also, again, thank you to everybody hosting the channel, sending out tweets, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. I know this episode so far has been a bit of a slow one, just because of the nature of what we're doing. Don't worry, it'll pick up once I get past the boss and have some more lore to learn. Fascinated with the whole black science thing. Yeah, I mean, it certainly ties into the rest of the game and into the rest of the thematics the game is going for. That sort of Victorian, hey, we're finally allowed to experiment with human bodies. Like, it's no longer criminal to do science on humans, like on dead bodies and stuff. So let's go mad with it. Right, should be enough. Alright, that should give us enough for another couple of goes. Ooh. Really hammered home just how god awful the Healing Church was. Well, the Healing Church split from Byrgenwerth because Byrgenwerth was like, hey, in our own experiments with this, we've managed to accidentally make snake and fly people, and that's just not good. That's just not a good time. So you guys should probably stop experimenting with blood as well. And the Healing Church said, no, we're gonna keep going. In fact, we're gonna have an entire grave digging village, pulling bodies out of the ground and harvesting them for fresh materials to summon elder gods. And we're gonna have an entire facility inside a cathedral where people who think they're coming in for blood ministration and criminals and poor people off the streets will be granted free homes inside our asylum, where we cut off their heads, sedate the brains, and sew them into a sack. We then attach that sack to the person's head and wait for them to hear the voices of the other gods. And perhaps one day one of those other gods will make contact with us. And they did. They made contact. They opened up the realm to the sleepy little fishing hamlet where Kos is. Alright. Here we go again. from that. You know, let's just top up just in case. I mean, it kind of worked out in my favor in the end, but I was real nervous about that little hop. This is my hum of incredulity. I'm off the cliff. I won't even get Cos hooked on that little tree, which can sort of swing his chain around it. And just like, oh, who put this bloody tree here? No, it doesn't work that way. Only I get stuck on tiny little imperfections in the terrain. My luck's not that good. I think I want to go back and try putting on that kinstone on my sword. Dealing bonus damage to Kim. God, I got all of my consonants wrong in that sentence. Dealing bonus damage to kin right now seems lovely. Oh, that was a miss. I don't think this is going to be the urn somehow. Judging by how it's gone so far, I don't think this is going to be the one. Why does my sword feel extra short now? I'm doing these dodge to attacks, and I just feel like I'm falling short every time now. Take the hit. I need you just to chill for a second, buddy. That's all alright, if you can just chill out for a second. I'm wondering if I can keep him in this form for a bit longer. If I keep him in stage 1 for a bit longer, it might work out well for me. Nope. Nope. I was trying to get away and heal, and it just wasn't happening. God, I've been live for 2 hours already? Wow. Alright. Definitely doesn't feel like I've done 2 hours worth of work yet. Alright, after this attempt, we'll take a break. Ourselves up a little bit. Alright, we're going to be very careful. So, I can pretty much stagger him with every second hit. Like, that's a thing I've pretty much figured out I can do. Every second hit I give him will stagger him if he's not, like, in the middle of an animation. If he starts screaming, I've just got to pull it off. We got space here. Nope. Just not giving me any time. Oof. Alright, well, I think it's time for a quick break. I think 2 hours on one boss is enough for a little bit. So let's take a quick 3 to 5 minute break here, folks. Some of these hits are bullshit. Like, I'm not even joking when I say yes. Sometimes I'm complaining when I deserve all of the blame. It's all my fault. Sometimes I hop up on his sword and he sails me off into space for a few seconds. That's bullshit. Alright, a break. Music, maestro, please. I'll be right back in just a bit, folks. Grab yourselves a cup of tea or coffee, a slice of cake, sandwich, whatever you need. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Thank you for waiting there. I'm back. Cheers for sticking around. Well then, the Orphan of Kos. This marks, what, hour 4 of this boss now? I think hour 4 sounds about right. Again, not too bothered about it yet. EXP was stuck on this boss for apparently 8 days, so I feel like we can cut down on that time, hopefully. Yeah, I know what I can see what I need to do. I can see people being like, there are counters and everything. I can see what I need to do. Again, the issue will forever be doing it. Yeah, the issue will be doing it. That's always been my trouble with these games. I'm very good at pattern recognition, very bad at hand-eye coordination. Hi, Legion. Thank you for the host. Right. Here we go again. Here we go again on our own. Walking down the only road I've ever known. Oh, there are loads of other places I could go, Shimurai. But I'm here now doing this. Like I don't know where he leads to, if he leads to anything. I know there are plenty of other places in the DLC I haven't been yet, but I'm here now doing this. If I do get like disgustingly frustrated, I will go somewhere else, but I'm not even near that point yet. Yeah, please don't answer questions like that if you can. I don't want to know anything about what's upcoming or anything like that. I'll discover that when we get there. Jesus Christ, could I have one of my hits connect, please? Press the wrong button there, but I'm going to give the short sword a go for a second. I can still stagger him with this, just not nearly as guaranteed to happen. Hey, 666. Hey, today. Yes, this boss. Can I still play Bloodborne on the account that doesn't have PS Plus anymore? Yeah, you should be able to. I think you only need PS Plus for the online component. Or did they give it away as part of a PlayStation Plus free game? Because if that's the case, if you got it free as part of PlayStation Plus, no, you still need, like, you'll be able to get it if you go back to PlayStation Plus, but it'll be locked until you have the subscription again. Ow. Already much more, you would have gone away somewhere else already. If it wasn't for you guys watching in chat, I would have quit this game ages ago. But the thing is, I'm here, and he's super interesting to me. Like, we've heard about Kos in the base game. Kos was the one who granted eyes. That was unexpected. He's the one who ascends people. Nightmare of Mensis was really interested in making friends with him. I wanna get this lore. Minor problem of having to actually get it. just not gonna dodge. Alright, cool. Or we're just gonna dodge into it. That also works. Good old camera boss. You know what? My character feels like they're kind of drunk at the moment, so we're just gonna reset this. Just gonna reset that. Right, it's the character that's drunk. Shut up. I don't need your judgment. Yeah, the first Monster Hunter World beta required PlayStation Plus, but all the subsequent ones have been public stress tests. I believe this one is the same as well. Carry on playing, Course, are you done? Just gotta sort of stand here T-posed for a little bit. I think what I might do one of these days is download one of these boss fights. Download the VOD of me fighting it. And use my video editing software to go through it frame by frame and see what actually happens when the camera freaks out like that. See if the camera does follow the boss, or if it just decides to freak out and resets itself. That's why it feels like it just changes instantly. That'd be super interesting to see. What tricks Bloodborne has for dealing with this janky camera. He's just gonna stand there and let me do that. I'm gonna do that. Shit. Will I play Dark Souls Remastered in May? No. I might play it some other time, but I'm not jumping on Dark Souls again, remastered or otherwise, during the month it comes out. Because everybody and their mum will be playing that game. No, on day one then, if God no. I may, like, at some point I should probably go back and do the Dark Souls 3 DLC, but I've really got no interest in Dark Souls that much anymore. I've played it a lot, and unless I sit down and do a lore playthrough like this with it, it's got very little appeal. You. Just questioning the need of a remaster for PC. It's from what I get of it, it is taking Dark Souls and remaking it in the Dark Souls 3 engine, which would only be a good thing. Their port of Dark Souls is hot garbage, and has only been made playable with the effort of modders and other people willing to put in the time. If they want to keep Dark Souls being this shining golden light of what every game can be compared to, they need to improve it. They need to release it so people will buy it again, and the kids these days get a chance to play it, and get rid of all of those horrible things about it that are actually junk. The inconsistent frame rate in Blight Town, the mod that requires you to play it, the mod you are required to have to play it at 60 frames per second and 1080p. Removal of the bugs that cause you to slide through the ground when you use ladders at 60 frames per second, that sort of thing. As much as everything is currently the Dark Souls of blah, Dark Souls itself is freaking old now. It's lacking all of the polish that makes the good ones good. Or the new ones good. Oof. Ow. Okay, that went a bit further than I thought. Doing too well on this run, am I? Feels like it's been a while since we've hit stage 2. The devil, there we go. Alright. I didn't need to maintain the camera lock, why would I? Still alive somehow. It's taken away my target lock, but heck, I don't need that, right? Who needs target lock? Still talking about the Dark Souls 1 remaster. It'll be fine. Like, it's great. It really is a good idea. I've come around to it. Oh, fuck, I've got to do blood vial farming. I've come around to the idea for sure. It's just not for me. I'm not desperate to play it again, so cool. Everybody who loves that game, enjoy it in its shinier form. Everybody who's not played it yet and wonder what the big, like, all the fuss is about, enjoy. I, however, will be playing whatever the new game is at that time. A new story that I haven't experienced yet. Right, what if... Oh, it occurs to me that I probably can't have that. This one doesn't have a triangle-shaped slot. This one does. Well, that's no bloody good. Well, I can't use that on that slot then. Okay, that's fine. Never mind. Right, back to the lecture building. Yeah, I don't know, when Dark Souls comes out in May, I don't know, we'll probably be playing Fallout, or that'll be the time I give that Metal Gear Solid run a go. Not Dark Souls. No more Dark Souls. Besides, I don't think I can go back to Dark Souls having played Bloodborne. This is so much more for me. Story-wise and feel of the gameplay as well. I enjoy how quick Bloodborne is. Need to go and buy crickets. Healthy source of protein. Food of the future there, Ark. Enjoy. How are you going to prepare them? Nice little bit of smoked flavour to them. Bit of salt and pepper. Yum, yum, yum. Seems like build diversity in Bloodborne is relatively lacking. There are certainly fewer weapons and armor sets. Like when you play Dark Souls and you get given a choice of 10 different weapons right off the start, depending on which class you pick, and then you find them all over the place. Yeah, there's a lot more to play with in Dark Souls, but I don't know. I just like this more. I would love to do a skill playthrough and then maybe give an arcane one a go. May I make a suggestion that would make your grinding a bit easier? No. Thank you. Thank you for asking though. I know this isn't exactly the... I know there's better places to do it. But I don't care. I'm not after a way of doing this better. I just want to beat the boss and carry on with the game. I don't know, Ark. I can't see that going down well at a dinner party, but... I need to play through Breath of the Wild at some point. So I think my my big game purchase for this month is going to be Monster Hunter World. I do want to play Breath of the Wild. I want to know what someone who's never played a Zelda game can get out of it. Did I buy the game digitally or actual CD? What, Bloodborne? CD, I think. Yeah, it's on the CD. Alright, a few more attempts at Kos, assuming we don't use up all our blood vials in a single run. Monster Hunter is console exclusive. It is PlayStation 4 exclusive to begin with, for a limited time. The PC release, I believe, coming in August this year? I want to say August. Yeah, until that point, it is PlayStation exclusive, PS4. Alright. Back to the old boss fight. They've just said autumn. Okay. So, pick any of the 3 months you want. Alright, well, here we go again. When he does that, like, really aggro move, it comes in 2 forms. Either a double swing around his head, or a swing followed by an overhead slam. That overhead slam version has much less, like, wind down time after, so I very rarely get off the parry move. Poor fight. This has not gone well so far. I think he gets stuck on his knees a lot, which is annoying me. He's got knobbly knees, they keep getting in the way. His head. Alright. Do those praying things? No, they don't give you anything. This guy's got a lot of HP. I'm thinking, like, judging by the way we've sort of led up to this, I'm thinking this might be the last boss of this zone, because it's just so beefy. But who knows? But yeah, these little ones don't do anything. Poor things. Pried out of their shells to go and worship at the base of their dead god in order to bring life and hope to the new child. That's all they're there for. They've absorbed no blood. Wow, I've never been killed by the backswing on that before, but okay. Talking about the story stuff, it's just a different story. Dark Souls is a fairy tale, and Bloodborne is it's a Lovecraft story. Like, admittedly, they both deal with abstract concepts and stuff like that, but one of them is about real things happening in a real world. That's the Bloodborne Lovecraft, and the other one is about Dreamtime and things that happen in a land far, far away. depends on the kind of story you enjoy more. Why do I send the elevator back up? Because it's much quicker to send the elevator back up from the bottom, so that when I die it's already at the top, than it is to die and have to stand around calling the elevator back up. It's a few seconds, but, you know, it's a bit of peace of mind for me. Oh, whoa, that was close. Shame I ended up in front of him then, really. Caught that with my face. I thought he was going to go in stage 2 for some reason then. There we go. Alright, buddy. Nice and calm now. That got me on the backswing, of course it did. Ooh, I didn't deserve that heal, but I got it. That's all that matters. Take it. I'll take that momentary respite. Heal maybe, please. Running out of them blood vials. No, not that time. Yes, the Souls culture tends to come in two flavors. It's the ones who are really supportive and very excited when you're like doing something for the first time and they're there for the experience. And then the whole like, yeah. Oh, you defeated that boss in under 10 attempts, eh? Try under 5. Try it first time. Try it with one hand. Try it on a Guitar Hero controller. Try it with 2 loaves of bread. And I know that's that's just video games. Like that competitive nature is just inherent in the entire culture, just because heck, you had arcade machines with high score leaderboards on them. It's just part of the system, but still I hate it. go back to this for a bit. Like, I know this means it takes me twice as long to, like, deal the damage. I only deal half as much damage per hit, but I'm just gonna vary it up a little bit so we're not getting stuck in the same loop. Immediately getting his ass handed to him. Okay, I thought I got out of the way of that, but I guess not, if you say so, game. Plus, the nice thing about the single-handed is I'm not as tied into the animation. Sometimes that will happen. But if I take a swing with the short sword, it's over much quicker, and I can start dodging again. Oh, we're talking about easy modes in games and stuff now. For what it's worth, I'm absolutely a fan of easy modes in games. I feel Dark Souls and Bloodborne, you know, an easy mode wouldn't go amiss. I think a lot of the problem with easy modes and stuff is a lot of people go, oh, easy mode, you think so just give the boss 50% HP. Is that what you're saying? In easy mode? And that's really not how it would go. I would like to think that someone who put as much care and attention into Bloodborne as they did, if tasked with making a more accessible mode for people, would, you know, design it in such a way as to be part of the game. Like, part of the feel and theme. I would hope, anyway. Please stop. It won't stop. Can't stop. But yeah, to say that the difficulty and challenges part of the game is fair to a point, but the whole reason I'm playing this game, and I assume the whole reason a lot of people watching me do this are, I'm here for the story and the adventure, and the tale and everything. This boss fight is adding nothing to that. This has not improved the game any, in my opinion. Ow. Anyway, I'll have more to say about this point once I've fought this boss. I just noticed I've gone back to the double-handed sword for a bit there. I dislike that move with a huge intensity because it's impossible to know the range on it. I feel like if From Software to implement an easy mode, they get a whole bunch of LOL catering to the casual stuff, whatever. From Software they've ruined, that ship has sailed. Also, who gives a fuck what people on the internet think? Jesus Christ, have you heard those guys? God, no. Imagine if game developers went around implementing things because people on the internet thought that it was a good idea. Jesus Christ. It'd all be over. We'd end up with a whole bunch of homogenized, really bad games that followed the same template. And they were the same iteration after iteration because it was what people wanted. Ugh. Blech. No. Do not want. I don't know where I thought I was going with that attack, but I deserved what happened because of it. Then. Yeah. If you keep making what people on the internet want, we'd end up with 16 different versions of Battle Royale. Who would ever want every game to become Battle Royale? Okay, here we go again. Gotta heal. No, stop. Bad. Bad costs. Off the furniture. Stop it. Alright, well. Alright, let me have a look at some stuff. What are we talking about? I used to be an asshat that laughed at easy mode, says Felbrig, but I'm grown up now. You can tell how grown up you are by your use of the term asshat for people who disagree with you. The idea of an easy mode as a selectable setting with no setbacks doesn't really work with the soul design principle in your honest opinion, because the game already provides you with the means to make things easier or more difficult based on your willingness as a player to use those methods and adjust the challenge dynamically. They come with their own setbacks. Understandable, okay, but what if you can't reach the ring that gives you 10% extra HP? I don't know, I wouldn't know how to implement it. The thing is, you start saying like, oh, Dark Souls needs an easy mode. Again, that ship has sailed. It'll never happen. But just this intent for developers to make like hard as nails games, because that's what people on the internet want. I don't know, I feel like it would be straightforward enough to implement a Souls design where enemies have like what does it? Is it Fury? Fury has a normal mode and a hard mode. Admittedly, you have to play through normal mode to get to hard mode, that's not good. But in hard mode, enemies have different attacks, more attacks, for example. Instead of being a 3-pronged laser beam, it's a 5-pronged laser beam. Stuff like that. I mean, the Orphan of Kos could be made easier if his, like, goopy grenade bomb only dropped 3 explosions rather than 6. Like, there are small design choices you can make that make these fights less complex without taking away from the feel of the game. That's alright, Bear. Anytime. I think it has a lot to do with From reacting fans. It's just, I don't know. There's no way of discussing this without somebody taking offense to one idea or another. Like there's this idea that permeates the whole discussion that by having an easy mode, it takes away from the normal mode that people have come to enjoy, and it's just, if it was implemented in the first place, you wouldn't know the fucking difference. Alright? If there was always an easy mode, you wouldn't have a leg to stand on, so maybe consider implementing from the start. And also, second of all, no, it doesn't. It takes away nothing from you. If you wanna beat Dark Souls with your shoes on your feet, you can do that whether there's an easy mode or not. I'm just thankful that I am at least getting competent enough at Bloodborne to do this, that I can enjoy the story, because it's the best story I think I've seen in a video game ever. Certainly for a long time. Anyway, I'm not the best person to argue about this with anyway. My perfect game is a game where there's no combat at all, and you go around taking photos of the pretty scenery, so I am definitely not the right person to ask. Let's do more blood vial collection. Hooray! There you go. How's that change? How's that for a change to the game that really doesn't impact it at all, but would make it easier? On easy mode, you start every run with 5 blood vials. Like, you don't have to worry about having 0 blood vials. Every time you die, you start with 5. Don't feel like that impacts the whole, oh, it's not the game anymore. But it would certainly help. I'm dead. I've got no blood vials. Oh yeah, and the weapon at risk. Can we just agree that that doesn't need to be in the game because it's bullshit and adds nothing at all? Guess we're done. Speaking of taking photos, if you played Beyond Good and Evil, I have. It was very good when I played it the first time. Tried to go back and play it recently, not so good anymore. It has not aged particularly well. Alright, well, back to the funhouse. Let's do some vial farming, yeah! Lecture theatre. Here we go again. Guess the weapon degradation stuff is more PvP relevant. I don't why? Why is it more PvP relevant? Why would having your sword... Oh yeah, I've got to fix it, don't I? Why would having your sword conk out in the middle of a fight make PvP better? Stop that. It sounds to me like it would make PvP worse. Lord Orc, I wish I knew more about the accents they use for the game for the different hunters. I'll be honest, I was trying to pick up on something like that, but that doesn't seem to be an accent for them. Like, none of them have particular accents, they just seem to have voices. There's no, like, central Yharnam drawl that lots of Yharnamites seem to have or anything like that. It's just, they just seem to have voice actors. I was wondering that myself, because the game talks a lot about foreigners and the downfall of foreigners. Eileen reminds you of Jon Snow's accent, for example. Means nothing in terms of this game, it's just the voice that the actress went with, or has. Weapon degradation just feels like a legacy mechanic. Doesn't mean it's good. If anything, it means it needs to be removed. Disagree to some extent. People in Central New Army seem to have a West Country accent. I mean, okay, yeah, like the people do for sure. And having grown up in the West Country, I don't think it's quite West Country accent. It seems to be a bit of a... I don't know what it is. It doesn't sound like anybody I've ever met, is the thing. It might well be a West Country accent, but it doesn't sound like any part of the West Country I've been to. But yeah, something. It sounds certainly like it's a very country accent, which is weird because it takes place in the city. But none of the people who have actual like subtitled lines have any of that. Ow, thank you. Get off. Wilshire. Wow, that's weird. Me too, but obviously I just didn't. Again, it's easy to forget though that the UK has more accent diversity within 20 miles than America does within 2,000. So yeah, there is probably a part of Wiltshire, considering it's the third largest county in the UK, that's very different. Let's do another one. The more I do, the more blood vials I get, the more time I can spend fighting the boss. Right. The British Isles has more bloody accents than Japan has deities. It's true. It's very true. There's a long-standing like theory that legends like King Arthur were invented by certain ruling powers in the Dark Ages and stuff as a way of unifying the British people, because there was so much rivalry between individual villages and individual sort of principalities that nobody got on. Like, blood feuds between towns like 20 minutes down the road and stuff like that. And we all had our own different accents, and our politics were divided on what kind of voice you had. So there's this idea that King Arthur was a sort of communal British hero invented in order for people to be like, no, you don't have to fight with each other because look at King Arthur and his noble knights. They come from all over the place, and isn't Britain great? There we go. Alright. Thought King Arthur comes back from a much earlier time, dating back to the Roman times. I only know about its Dark Ages connotations. I know there's the idea, like Arturius and stuff like that, being of Roman influence. Again, it could have been a myth brought up with by the Romans to unify all these bloody Picts that they kept finding villages of that kept trying to kill them. Who knows? But that's the sort of the predominant theory. Well, a predominant theory is that it's not a legend that came about of its own, like of its own way. It was a specific propaganda movement to unify the peoples of Britain. I hate when that happens. I hate when you get hit by something that clearly didn't touch you. I mean, I guess hitboxes overlapped at some point, but fuck. It's so aggravating. It's a stressful fight. It's not as bad. It's nowhere near as bad as Ludwig yet. I'm getting stressed because I hate being stuck on something. Like, I'm a person of progress. The fact that we've been streaming now for 3 hours and 9 minutes and I'm still exactly in the same place as when I started is really aggravating to me. Hellblade got me interested in the Picts. So we went into looking at books about them. Yeah. It's called the Dark Ages for a reason, because we fucking burned it all to the ground. Everything that came before the Romans wasn't recorded properly or destroyed by the Romans, and then when the Romans left we thought, fuck it, we don't need any of this. Well, I didn't want to hit the enemy, so that's fine. Yeah, we'll be playing Hellblade soon at some point. We We can have a good discussion of Picts and Norse invaders then. Remember to keep him away from the rocks. Like, you'd think pinning him in a corner would be super useful, but it really isn't. Makes me have a greater appreciation for the Chinese and their almost autistic need to record things, says Revision. That's an interesting way to word that, yeah. I suggest you you don't lead with that one in any conversations with any Chinese or autistic people. Hey Exoit, how are you today? Compulsive a bit? No, that wouldn't be a more appropriate description. They weren't composed at all. Meticulous would be a good descriptor because they took meticulous notes, but I don't feel like implying any sort of negative mental health or anything like that to it applies at all. Obsessiveness? I don't know, were they obsessed? Or were they just efficient or bureaucratic? Or any word that implies a structure of note-taking that doesn't border on a mental health issue. Guys, it's not that hard. I'm sure you can think of many words. There's a whole English language available to you. Yeah, fastidious sounds nice. Got to leave work early today, Exoit. Nice. Lucky you. I wish I could leave work early, but unfortunately Koss has got me working overtime. Okay, we should be stage 2 boys now. Here we go. I had all of that time dodging, and he still hit me. Autistic can imply many things to many people. No, it implies that they suffer from autism. It means one thing, Shimurai. Ooh, I really don't feel like we need to have this discussion in chat. I know I started it, but still. So, stage 2 gets your heart pumping. It's pretty good. I'm starting to get an idea of what to dodge and what to just endure. Oh no, sure, I would love to hear your explanation. Yeah, let's carry on talking about it. I would love to hear your explanation on how the word autistic means something other than someone suffering or showing signs of autism. How it could be used in a more conversational term. Without providing a huge amount of insults to the person on the receiving end of it. Why is Shimura been timed out? I said that they could. I gave them permission almost. Real bad timing costs right now. I feel like there's a certain point when you've been doing a boss for 3.5 hours that you suddenly realize, like, it gets in your head. You're like, oh, it's not going anywhere. I'm just gonna be here for hours and hours and hours. And I think I'm starting to get to that point. I timed out because of pineapple. Oh, that's understandable. That's fair. That's reasonable. God, I want pizza now. Thanks, chat. Thanks, everybody. Now I desperately want pizza. I haven't had pizza in ages. Weird corner turning happening there, but okay. Just got out of the way of that one. Just hope we don't wake up in cold sweats screaming, "Goss!" No, I should be fine. I'm just ready personally to move on and explore the rest of this story. What would be really bad for me is if I make this series about exploring the story and I have to just delete an entire episode because it's me stood in the same spot for 4 hours. Oh, you don't get to see VOD 14 because it's just me fighting. It's just me fighting Koss. If you go to VOD 15, you can see me fighting Koss again, and then VOD 16, me fighting Koss. I know a lot of people, like especially Twitch chat, you guys enjoy this struggle, but God, I want to win. I want to be done with this. Somehow I've managed to lose all the reach on my sword. What are we doing? What is this bullshit move you've suddenly decided to pull? I forget that if you dodge and then switch weapon form, it, like... Come on, hurry up. Just make a slideshow. Yeah, exactly. I can just do a highlight reel. 15 minutes of every time I die to a boss, and then you can see me beat the boss. Do-do-do-do. Also, I know the schedule says 22nd for us starting Doom. It might be a little bit later than the 22nd. Don't know how I can be so tenacious because I've got people watching Felbrig. I never beat Dark Souls until I streamed it. I wouldn't play this game without streaming it, to be honest. I feel like I have a duty to show you guys good time. Why am I trying to use the gun? Just go back to the big sword, which I swear was doing less damage every time I looked. Anyone else watch him jump in a full circle then? Maybe if I just don't dodge that move. Maybe if I just walk around him slowly. Give this a go. And I sort of stepped into that, didn't I? No. Maybe let's not give that a go. Have the timing to dodge that. Why am I just being so bad with that? Well, there go all the blood vials. That's it. How to dodge that. I will never figure out how to dodge that one. My very good friend is one of those who will play a game no matter how bad it is, unlike me. The one game he never finished was one he really liked, Mirror's Edge. How he hated that game. I really enjoyed Mirror's Edge. Thank you, Malik. You have a good day. Thank you for tuning in, watching this for as long as you did. think I enjoyed Mirror's Edge more as like an art thing more than anything. Like, I loved how it looked. I was all about the style of the city and like the colors against the white. The game itself was like, it was pretty neat for a first-person parkour game. I just walk around that move. Okay. Cos, show your ass. Yeah, it was nice having this like pristine white city juxtaposed against all the red and the blues. It was a really good looking game. And I was luckily one of those people who didn't get motion sickness from it as well. That was nice. I don't remember much about Mirror's Edge Catalyst. I didn't play that one. I can't remember if they doubled down on the combat sections or not, but I know there were fears that they were going to. Which would be a shame because the combat was the worst part of Mirror's Edge. Ah, Cos. How long are we going to be doing this song and dance? Get away from that wall. Hate that move. That goopy egg ball that somehow always hits me. Stun lock in this game is pretty intense, yeah. Actually know what happened there, but I think I survived. They stop. I have no idea sometimes with vision. I can dodge some things, I can't dodge others. Stuff goes through me sometimes. That was a good run though. I think, what, he had like a quarter HP left or something like that? We're getting better. Need more blood vials. He's so relentless. It's not like he is continually attacking. It's continually a chain of attacks. So it's just trying to find a bloody opening. You know what I'm gonna do? Oh, I can only sell those at 20 a time. Alright, well. Only one thing for it, I guess. Back to the lecture building. It just doesn't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Wow, you guys could quit it, I'd appreciate it. Here's a question for chat, and it's a yes-no question, so don't get too excitable with your answers. We're still alive. Is there an easily accessible NPC summon for this fight? Just a simple yes or no will suffice. I don't know what that is, Revision. I don't know what Garham is, so... Unless you mean Yharnam. Oh, if you mean Yharnam, then yes, that was a pain in the ass to start with. Don't think so? No? Okay, cool. Looks like we're doing this the fun way. I feel like I can do this. That's the thing. I can do this boss fight. But it's cutting into my style of show now. Now, when this isn't a lore stream anymore, this is a fighting bosses stream, and that's not what I want to be doing. So I was just hoping there would be an NPC that I could call on just to get us to fast forward through this bit. Dead again. If I was playing online, there'd be players to summon, but I don't want to go online and summon up. I could do that portable, but then instead of having an NPC who is related to the story and interesting, I can look at that NPC and determine something about the story within it. If I go online and summon a player, I'll have someone dressed in the best armor with the best weapon, who knows exactly how to cheese the fight. It'll get done. Blah. Wow, I say. Why is Dan replacing all these emotes with fish? He's probably playing Subnautica. I don't want to go here. This is not the place I wanted to go. Because yeah, when I've only summoned once for this game. We summoned Defector Antal to fight Dark Beast Parl. That was super interesting because we were talking about what's he wearing. He's wearing the Yargul Black Iron set. And why is he a defector? Well, because he used to work for a bunch of kidnappers who were stealing people away for the Healing Church's nefarious brain experiments. And we could have that sort of discussion. Please don't ask leading questions like that, Felbrig, because someone will answer them and spoil the game for me. But as far as I'm aware, no, I'm not missing anything to beat this boss, other than skill. Dude, your house is on fire. We don't actually know why the house is on fire yet. We actually diverted to come and do the DLC on the moment when we actually came in and was like, oh, the house is on fire. Alright, cool, I guess we'll solve this mystery after we've gone back in time. I've just learned to accept it, to be honest. Yeah, I don't need help with the boss. I mean, I do need help with the boss, but... like, I'm not that bad at it to justify someone coming in and doing it for me. I thought I could dive forward then. Sometimes I can catch him as he does a circle jump and stun him, but occasionally, it's weird, but that was the camera's fault more than anything. Second. Just gotta step back a little bit. It's just occurred to me that I can't play the Monster Hunter World Beta. Because if I do, it's going to use a completely different control system to Bloodborne, and I'm going to forget how to play one or both of those games. It's something I really don't need to do. I think it'd be fun if you had people from your fan base to help me out. It's how I got through Dark Souls. When we were playing Dark Souls, I believe Garn was around a lot, one of my mods. And if I ever needed a summon and there wasn't an NPC one available, I would call him in. If I was playing online, that's how I'd do it. I'd like to point out to everybody that I rode his placenta and took damage, but I was still able to fight. I mean, that's probably the better way of doing it, if I'm honest, but still. That's kind of broken. Alright, come on, here we go again. I need to be far away from the corpse. I can't get electrocuted that close. I die! Hooray! Explain his weapon, it's so weird. The Orphan of Kos is using his own placenta to beat me to death. As we arrived, he crawled from the belly of whatever this beast laying on the beach is, presumably its mother. And as it took its first steps into the world, it raised its razor placenta and began beating on the nearest idiot who happened to be in the arena. Crikey, a one-hit kill. Yeah, someone out there. So long since I've been hit by that move. Stop it! You know what? No, this has not gone well. I give up. I used a blood vial before I'd even got hit. I'm out. I'm out for this one. Can I just say thank you to everybody who's here? I know there's not like the normal number of people in here because I don't do super well with repeating shit. But thank you all for sticking around here for nearly 4 hours now, watching me do the same thing. Like, I don't normally get that, and I appreciate it. If you guys weren't here, I would have ended this stream an hour and a half ago, and we wouldn't be playing Bloodborne tomorrow. Or next stream. So I do appreciate that. Sit down, son. Thank you for pressing on. Exactly. Get that brand. I feel like I figured out that move, that AoE arcane whatever damage explosion that is. It's a ring in front of him, and he always seems to be touching the edge of the ring, so as long as I'm behind him, it shouldn't hit me, but you know. The chances of that actually being a trick are slim to none. I might just be seeing patterns. Double hit. Double hit for whatever reason. Like the comfy discussion and commentary. I'm glad. I try and make a show where I don't allow certain kinds of discussion, things that are going to lead to aggravation and just having to stamp out fires in chat, but I like to think that people can come here and chat about stuff. Chat about whatever, as long as it's not the game. Visceral attacks do fuck all damage. They do 1200 damage, 666. That's loads. It's just he's got a bunch of health. I don't own Breath of the Wild yet, Dade. I will play it at some point. I would love to stream it. I hope that when I do stream it, it doesn't become another open world. I get bored. I get bored of open world games unless they can keep my attention. Like, Fallout is super interesting every now and then, but like Far Cry's and stuff, they don't interest me, so I just get distracted with them. That's how much damage my charge attacks do. Just loads. This guy's a beefcake. Oh, was that not a stun? Okay. And yeah, the other problem with Breath of the Wild for me in streaming it is I've never played a Zelda game. Like, Mark and I have done a bit of Ocarina of Time on Press On. But Breath of the Wild feels very much like a celebration of Zelda, and I haven't experienced it. I haven't got the experience to be like, yay, a Zelda game. Oh, that's that thing from the place. Oh, remember when we did that in that other game? That was fun. I don't have that. So I'm wondering how much Breath of the Wild can provide to someone who doesn't have that nostalgia factor. Hopefully lots. Hopefully it'll be great. But yeah, we can avoid talking about it because I do want to play it and I haven't played it yet. Stage 2 again. Just can't dodge that attack. That hit me.
Target lock, Bloodborne, you piece of shit game. Well, that's it. The aggravation has arrived. You can tell when I've hit a certain point, I start swearing at a game. The fun has stopped. It's now a chore. If I get it, I'll play it on the Switch, 666. Ah, don't you just love it? Bloodborne's camera system. We'll make it a third-person action game where the avatar is no longer on the screen and the enemy loses target lock. That'd be great. That'd be fun. That'll be good design. I'm gonna give this... I'm gonna go until I have not enough blood vials for today, but this is the point. This is it. Thinking the orphan's father must be a hunter? That's cool. Carry on thinking that. It's about what I think. That's what this show's about. Appreciate no speculation. However, you're right, I have considered the fact that he comes in a humanoid shape. Very interesting. So far though, all of the things we've seen have been birthed from human mothers. Now, the thing that this crawled out of is lying there on the beach. Now, that's either an egg sac or the mother. Not a human mother this time. Yeah, if I stay behind him during that, it should be fine. I did play Horizon Zero Dawn. I thought it was very good. I actually really enjoyed Horizon Zero Dawn. I found it... Remember what I said about open worlds and how they get boring to me unless they keep me engaged? The story was just enough to keep me engaged. Though I found the main character really badly animated. I don't know why. A lot of people had a lot of praise for Aloy. I really enjoyed like what was going on around her, but she had this almost constant smirk on her face. She had that character trait that I dislike in a lot of characters anyway, and that includes like male and female characters. Just so smug. So smug. Like, the look that everyone around them is an idiot. And I don't know why, but that got to me a little bit. But yeah, I think Horizon Zero Dawn is by far the best icons on a map collect 'em up I've ever played. And it had a really solid story that was quite entertaining towards the end as well. Definitely recommend that one. See, that time I ducked under it no problem, which almost never happens. Felt the same way. I mean, like, the voice acting was great and the characters were interesting and yeah, some of the side characters super cool, but just this constant, like, her default facial expression was this, like, smug Nathan Drake style. Yeah, well, if only I'd been here from the start, none of this stupidity would have happened. And I hate that in Nathan Drake, so I don't want any more of it. I wonder if I could get a charge attack in during then as well. Oh shit, I'm dead. I've got 10 blood vials left. We'll give it another go, but I'm not expecting it to go anywhere. If the other old ones we see and this one is the first female one, then won't the need for the opposite gender? Not at all. You're applying Earth biology to a cosmic interstellar race who has achieved transcendence through mere thought. No, there doesn't need to be a boy or a girl. Not considering half of the kin that we found so far are slugs and snails, known hermaphrodites. No, that doesn't have to be the case in the slightest. Plus, the only other old ones we've seen are the amygdalas, completely and totally genderless, and Murgo, a giant eyeball blobfish. So, I don't feel like that thought of logic goes anywhere. Alright, one more. Didn't waste any of my 10 health vials. Yeah, I didn't do the Kos has a female looking face. Kos isn't around. This is the orphan of Kos. We don't know what Kos looks like. This one has a skull. And I'll be honest, I've not really studied it to see if it has a female looking face. You refer to the amygdala because Amy. Yeah, makes sense. Isn't Kos the body on the ground? You mean the big sea slug thing? Unless you're trying to tell me something about the game that I don't know, Unchained Shadow, in which case I'd have to time you out for at least 10 minutes, if not 24 hours. And that would suck. It would suck that I've done all 4 hours of this boss fight, savouring the upcoming lore as my reward for beating it. Have someone tell me something I haven't discovered just before I do it. That would be painful. That would be awful. Possibly just lay off a second. The orphan comes out of it. So? You never built a blanket fort before? Parents never bought a washing machine and let you play with a cardboard box? I wasn't born out of a cardboard box, or was I? Please do us a favour and read the not so subtle reminders that are being posted in chat. No speculation. I know it says lore stream, but I'm not after ideas.
Could have charged that up fully then. Well, this ain't gonna be the run. I've got 0 health vials left for the final part. Come on, buddy. I need to get some stamina back. Nope. Still alive! Not anymore. Well, that makes it pretty much bang on 4 hours of doing this boss. Well, 5 hours if you count last time. I think I might be done for today. I still have this headache. And I've got to go farm a whole bunch of blood vials, so... Should we wind this thing down? Oh, Cos, or some say Cosm. Your child is an absolute bastard. We did give it a good shot. I'm feeling really good about next stream. I'm hoping it's not going to take us 6 hours. Like another 6 hours to do. I really would love to just get this boss over and done with. Yeah, we got him down to like a quarter hit points. It's good stuff. Again though, I want to carry on with the lore. I'm not